Hello friends, now we will start with a very important topic of analog electronics, that is operational amplifiers. In operational amplifier, first I'll be taking the theoretical part, and in theoretical part I'll be teaching you through the screen recorder. So the very first lecture is mostly theoretical, so that is why I'm taking it through screen recorder. So let us see. You can see the operational amplifier is a direct coupled. Remember, it is a direct coupled high gain amplifier which consists of the stages with differential amplifier, level shifter, and output stage. This is what you need to remember. Then you can see an operation amplifier is available in IC package. So it is available in a single IC package. IC stands for integrated circuit here. An operational amplifier can be used to amplify both AC as well as DC signals. It has got a number of applications like AC and DC amplifications, active filters, oscillators, comparators, regulators, waveform generators, etc. You can see this is the block diagram of operation amplifier. So it consists of the four stages. The first stage is dual input balanced output differential amplifier. We have seen the differential amplifiers in previous chapter. I hope you have seen the videos. So the input stage of amplifier is what? Dual input. It means that is we have two inputs and balanced output. Balanced output means we have two output terminals. So that is called dual input balanced output differential amplifier at the first stage. Then dual input unbalanced output. Dual input means we have the outputs of first stage are fed as input to the second stage, but we have single terminal as the output, so we have unbalanced output. So first two stages of the operational amplifier are differential amplifiers. Then the third stage is level shifter, or that is also known as ammeter follower circuit. We will see the meaning of all these stages, purpose of all these stages one by one. And the last stage is complementary push pull amplifier. This is complementary push pull amplifier, that is the last stage. So let us see the purpose of each stage. The first stage, the input stage of operation amplifier, consists of dual input balance output. I have already explained the meaning. That is dual input balance output differential amplifier. This stage provides most of voltage gain. So most of the voltage gain of the differential your operation amplifier is provided by the input stage, that is dual input balance output differential amplifier. It consists of FETs, MOSFETs or BJTs also with matched characteristics. It means both devices are both FETs of the differential amplifier at input stage are matched with each other in order to have a high input impedance of the amplifier. The second stage of the amplifier is, that is output of the first stage. That is output of the first stage is connected at the input of second stage. Second stage of op-amp is dual input unbalanced output differential amplifier. I have already explained that when we have two inputs, that is these two inputs, and one output, that is called dual input unbalanced output differential amplifier. So come back to this point. So this stage is used to further increase the voltage gain. I repeat, most of the gain is provided by this first stage, but second stage is basically used to further increase the voltage gain and to get the single output from the dual input. So it increases the voltage gain and we get basically unbalanced output from the dual input. There is direct coupling between input stage and second stage, due to which DC level of the signal at output of second stage is well above the ground level. Because of direct coupling between these two stages, we have output at this stage which is very above the ground level. Even when there is no input applied, we get some output at the output stage. So that is your DC level of the signal at output of second stage is well above the ground level, right? Purpose is because of the reason is because of the direct coupling between the devices. So to bring back that ground DC level at the output of second stage back to ground or back to zero, we have the level shifter, which is an emitter follower circuit. You can see the third stage of operational amplifier consists of an emitter follower or level shifter. This stage is used to bring the DC level of the signal to the ground level. It means the DC level of the signal was shifted at this stage. We were not having zero output even when there was no input applied. So that DC level is brought back to ground or zero level by this level shifter. Let us see the fourth stage. The last or output stage of an operational amplifier is push-pull amplifier. Push-pull amplifier is basically a power amplifier. This stage increases the output voltage swing and raises the current supplying capability of the op-amp. It increases the output voltage swing. Output voltage swing means what? From a negative peak to positive peak. It increases the voltage swing and raises the current level. That means indirectly it enhances the power level. So it enhances the power level of the output of the operational amplifier. The output stage also provides the low output impedance. So the output stage does two purposes or does two functions. First, it increases the power level or raises the current supplying capability, and it provides the low output resistance to the op-amp. Fine. So there can be objective type question based on these four stages. Now few key points of this topic, that is first topic. Number one, differential amplifier is used at input stage to achieve high common mode rejection ratio. We have already discussed about common mode rejection ratio in differential amplifier. That is basically the ratio of the differential mode gain to common mode gain. So the purpose of input differential amplifier, or you can say purpose of differential amplifier at input stage is to have high common mode rejection ratio. The second purpose, the differential amplifier is used in op-amp. The differential amplifier used in op-amp can be BJT or MOSFET based. That is the second point. The matched characteristics of FET at input stage help in achieving high common mode rejection ratio. So the characteristics of BJT or MOSFETs at the input stage are matched in order to have high common mode rejection ratio. Third point, the transconductance of BJT is more than MOSFET, so the gain of BJT based differential amplifier is more than the gain of MOSFET based differential amplifier. So try to remember this point. Then active load can be used in collector circuit of differential amplifier of an op-amp to increase overall voltage gain. These are four points where you will find a lot of objective type questions, especially in engineering services prelims exam. So please remember these 4 points. These are important from engineering services preliminary point of view. Now second topic is again a small topic, that is pin diagram, symbol and equivalent circuit of operational amplifier. That is the second topic of this chapter. Again it is theoretical one, so that's why I'm not taking it on board. I am simply going through or taking your class through a screen recorder. So symbol, this is the symbol of operational amplifier. We have two input terminals. One is this, the terminal with positive polarity. This one is called non-inverting terminal, and the terminal with minus sign is nothing but inverting terminal. Fine. So and we have three more terminals here. You can see that is, this is plus VCC terminal, this is for minus VE terminal, and we have the output terminal. So this is output voltage, this is plus VCC, this is minus VE. These are biasing voltages. This is non-inverting input, this is inverting input. Fine. So we have pin diagram here. Remember, first of all, if let us see this circuit itself again. If this terminal, this inverting terminal is grounded and we apply input here, we get positive output voltage. That means output voltage is in phase with the input voltage if it is a sinusoidal input. If we put this at ground and we apply here, output voltage is negative of the input voltage, output voltage will be negative, or we can say there will be 180-degree phase difference between output voltage and input voltage. So that is why this is called inverting terminal. That is, this one is called non-inverting terminal. Let us talk about the pin diagram. So in basically this is 8-pin IC integrated circuit of op-amp, where we have 4 terminals. This is 2, which is nothing but we need to make correction here. So I have made one correction here. Correction is what? Basically, if you see this, this is your IC of the op-amp. So the pin number 3 is non-inverting terminal. That is, pin number 3 is non-inverting. Pin number 2 is inverting terminal. So I have made just small correction here. So 2 is inverting terminal, 3 is non-inverting input here in this circuit in op-amp. 4 is minus VCC or minus VEE. Pin number 7 is plus VCC. Pin number 6 is output, and pin number 8 is not connected. Pin number 8 is not connected. Pin number 1 and 5, these two pins, pin number 1 and pin number 5, these two pins are used for nullifying the offset voltage at the output of the op-amp. Fine. So we have discussed about the symbol, we have discussed about the pin diagram, that is 8-pin IC of the op-amp. Now let us talk about the further circuit. So let us talk about the pin diagram. So we have just talked about the pin diagram. Here we have the 8 different pins. Pin number 2 is non-inverting terminal. Pin number 3 is inverting terminal. Pin number 2 is inverting terminal. So we need to make a correction here. Pin number 2 is inverting terminal. So it has to be changed. And pin number 3 is non-inverting terminal. So there is a correction here. Pin number 6 is output. Pin number 7 and 4 are power supply terminals. Pin number 1 and 5 are used for DC offset null, and pin number 8 is NC, that is no connection. Now let us talk about the equivalent circuit of op-amp. So this is the equivalent circuit of the operational amplifier. We have the non-inverting input terminal, inverting input terminal, we have the output terminal, we have the biasing supply here. But on output side, what we do, we separate input and output circuits. Input terminals are shown to be connected through internal resistance, that is input resistance. Output is connected through a resistance, and this is basically a voltage dependent source, we can say voltage dependent voltage source. So, and this voltage source depends upon what? That is differential input voltage. VD is nothing but V1 minus V2, so that is differential input voltage, and AOL stands for open loop gain of the op-amp. So this is equivalent circuit, just hypothetical one, but this is the circuit we assume. We may be assuming it one by one. So we have a voltage source on the output side, that is voltage dependent voltage source. We have the output resistance. So we have, this is what we have on our output side, and we have a resistance, high resistance on the input side. Ideally this Ri input resistance is infinite and this resistance is 0. Ideally input resistance of an op-amp is infinite and output resistance of op-amp is 0 ideally, and open loop gain is infinite. This is ideal. Fine. So this is all about the symbol, the equivalent circuit and integrated circuit of operational amplifier. This was a theoretical question, and there are a number of objective type questions from this topic in engineering services prelims exam. This topic is not very much important from GATE point of view. gate point of view, we will be starting with the next topic, that is this topic in next video, that is characteristics. And this is very important from examination point of view for gate and engineering services especially. There are a number of questions from this topic, so wait for my next video. Thank you very much for watching the video.